today I am sharing a big middle grade book haul. I am so excited about these books. I haven't bought middle grade books in a while, and there's nothing as magical or whimsical or wholesome as a middle grade book. So whether you're looking for suggestions for yourself or a middle grader in your life, hopefully some of these titles will stand out at you. I know I'm super excited to get to each and every one of them, and I can't wait to tell you about them. So let's jump in. The first book I have here is called The Swifts, A Dictionary of Scoundrels. This is by Beth Lincoln, and I knew I had to grab this as soon as I read the back. This story is about the Swift family, and every child that's born into the Swift family on the day of their birth is given a name, and the expectation is that you will live up to your name and your life will be all about that name and what it means. And so this story is about a Swift called Shenanigans Swift. I love that, that's so cute. But she, sure enough, does live up to her name as she's growing up. She's all kinds of a troublemaker, she gets into all kinds of shenanigans, and she expects to do the same when her family reunion rolls into town. She's going to get up to the same troublemaking, and she's got lots of ideas for mischief, but as she discovers soon that there's a murderer on the loose, people are turning up dead, and she needs to help her sisters and her cousins figure out what's going on. So she goes on this adventure with all of her family members to try to figure out who this murderer is and stop them. So hopefully Shenanigans Swift can live up to more than just the shenanigans that her name implies and really help her find her identity in this family. It just sounds so cute, and I can't wait to get to this one. I've never heard of a middle grade story quite like this one, so I think it's going to be really interesting. The next book I have here is called The Library of Ever, and this is by Zeno Alexander, and this story is about a girl named Lenora, and Lenora one day discovers in her boredom that there is a secret door in their library, and once she enters the library, she becomes the new fourth apprentice, and her job is to help characters from all different storylines find their, missing pieces and figure out what trouble they're in and help them navigate all that. And while she's doing that in all these fun stories, she soon discovers that there's actually an evil lurking that is trying to destroy all of the knowledge and fun in this library. So she goes on this little quest to figure out who that person is and to be able to stop them. And I think with the help of all the characters from the storylines, it's giving kind of like Night at the Museum, where like characters come to life, and I think that sounds so cute. And honestly, I'm a sucker for books about books set in libraries, anything to do with books. I mean, it just sounds so cute and so whimsical, and I can't wait to get to this one. The next book I got is called The Adventures and the Cursed Castle, and this is by Gemma Hatt, and I know this one is a part of a series of multiple books. This is the first one, and this one is all about 4 children who are in a hunt to find the mystery of Kexley Castle and find Captain Kexley. And I think there's like a curse around it that they're trying to solve, and they get a number of different clues as they go on this quest to try and figure out where he might be. And they're also competing against 2 other people who are on the hunt from the British Museum to find this missing castle and the curse that's placed upon it. So it's giving me very like National Treasure vibes, because the clues are left by like their ancestors, and they have to piece them together and put them together in order to be able to solve the mystery. National Treasure and that whole series of movies is like one of my favorites. Like, I just love the mystery element, the fun. Everything about it is so interesting to me, and if this book is anything like it, I know it'll soon be one of my favorites, and hopefully I'll pick up the others in the series as well if this one is really good. But I love that National Treasure kind of vibe it's giving with the clues and the hunting and competing and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to the mystery element of this one. The next book I picked up is called The Ice Cream Machine. This is by Adam Rubin, and the title on the front says 6 wildly different stories with the same exact name. And if that same exact name is Ice Cream Machine, then say less, you have sold me on it. I can't wait to dive into this one. So it is a collection of 6 short stories, and I believe they're set all over the galaxy. So you might have some stories on a farm, in outer space, a museum, everywhere in between. And so I love that idea of having 6 little shorter stories in this compact little book. And I know Adam Rubin's books have gotten a lot of critical acclaim, and I know they're supposed to be really great for middle graders. So I can't wait to dive into this one. I don't know too many details about each individual story, but I kind of want to leave it at that. I mean, you had me at Ice Cream Machine. What more do I need to know? I just need to dive head first and see what it's all about. The next book I have here is called Witches of Brooklyn, and this is by Sophie Escobasse. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, but this story is about Effie, this cute little girl on the front who has unfortunately lost her mom and her home, and she has to go live with her aunts in Brooklyn. And as soon as she gets there, she starts to notice really weird and quirky things about her aunts, and she's like, okay, something weird is going on here, and she thinks it might be linked to magic. She thinks her aunts might be witches, and could that possibly mean that she's a witch as well? So this just sounds so fascinating. I mean, it's giving very Sabrina the Teenage Witch. If you guys grew up in the 90s or the 2000s, you know that that was like a cult classic. There was no childhood without Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I just love everything about the sound of this. This one is also a part of a series, so I'm really hoping that I like this one because I think I will be picking those other ones up. And this is a graphic novel as well. I've not really picked up too many graphic novels, and definitely not a middle grade graphic novel, so I'm really excited. This art style is really, really cute, and I just think I'm gonna have a really great time reading about this little girl named Effie and her witchy aunties. The next 4 books I picked up are also graphic novels, because now I'm just in like this little graphic novel kind of vibe with middle grade, and these just look so cute. I mean, I have a feeling these are going to become my new favorites. Even though I don't read a ton of graphic novels, I think these are going to just catch my heart. And these are called Awkward, Brave, Crush, and Enemies, and these are all by Svetlana Chmkova. Sorry if I said that wrong. These are all set in a middle school called Berrybrook Middle School, and I think each one deals with a different character, these little characters at the top, and something that they're experiencing in middle school. I mean, we all remember how awkward and weird and funny middle school was. You're dealing with all your hormones, you're dealing with class changes, friend changes. It can be such a tough little world for middle graders, and so I think these books are trying to address some of that weirdness and awkwardness and normalize it for children and make it okay that if you experience, you know, all these weird sensations that are happening to you at that age, then it's okay because all the other kids are going through it as well. And I can't even begin to tell you how cute this art style is. I mean, I was just flipping through it, and it is literally so sweet, but also super talented. Like the illustrator, I don't know who illustrated this. Oh, I think it was Svetlana herself, and she just did such a wonderful job. These characters just look so likable. They look like people like you and me, and I think there's a lot of diversity and representation, so really wholesome, really great representation for kids to know about, and dealing with all of these middle grade issues as well. I cannot wait to get to these. I have a feeling that I will be picking these up probably as soon as I get done filming this video, because I just can't wait any longer to get to all this cuteness. The last book I picked up is also a graphic novel, because I seem to be like on a graphic novel kick, but this one is called 5 Worlds: A Sand Warrior, and this is by a number of different authors written at the bottom here. And this is about 5 different worlds that are on the brink of extinction unless 5 different beacons are lit in each of those worlds. And these 3 kids kind of go on a quest to figure out how to light those beacons and save the world and restore peace and order. Oh my gosh, I love everything about that. It sounds so epic, like kind of like a high fantasy. I love that it's set across a number of different worlds, and the art style in this one is also so stunning. It uses the most vibrant colors, and it just looks absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to read about it. This one seems like it's a little bit more action-packed than any of the others that I mentioned, so I'm excited about that. I'm also a little bit of a space nerd myself, so I love anything kind of set out into space and the galaxy and deals with different planets, and it sounds like such a nice, fun, high adventure book. This is also part of a series as well, so I'm excited to see if this one lives up to all the hype, and I will probably pick those other ones up as well if I like this one. So if you are looking for something high adventure and quest like and in the galaxy and set across a number of different planets, very Star Trek kind of vibes, then this is probably a good book for you. So those are all of the middle grade books that I picked up in this little haul. I am so excited. You know, sometimes fantasy and romance and all the other adult books can be a little bit too heavy. So I just love playing into that inner child inside of me and reading middle grade. Like I said, it's so wholesome and so fun. So if you haven't given it a try, then I would highly recommend it. It's really nice in between heavy reads as well, or if you read a lot of nonfiction, it's just nice to add a little bit of magic to these heavy, busy lives that we all read. And I just love it. I love it so much, and I can't wait to get to all of them. So thanks for watching today, and I will catch you next time.